In this video, we're going to be covering the #1 secret to the best morning routine and exactly what that looks like. And I'll tell you exactly how I start my routine. I start my routine by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel. Hey everyone, Stas here, founder of clientsandconsulting.com, and I make videos to help you generate more clients online. So let's talk about the morning routine, because this is a question that I get asked all the time. What is your morning routine, Stas? What do you do? What's the order you do it, and what time do you do it? Well, I can tell you the first thing I do is I have a cup of coffee. And if you haven't seen my coffee video, go and check it out. It's on my channel already. But for so many years, I always thought to myself, how do I optimize my routine? How do I get the most out of my day? Do I go to the gym in the morning? Do I do my reading? Do I do my walking? Do I spend time checking emails? What is it that I need to do? Do I wake up at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock? There's so many variables. And I'm gonna tell you one big truth that you may or may not like to hear. And the truth is that morning routines don't work. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why they don't work if you stay to the end of this video. And I'm also going to explain how there's so many variables that make up your morning routine. And the more things you have, the harder it is to have a set morning routine. And in fact, if you have a morning routine that you strictly religiously rely on, you actually put yourself at a disadvantage in the business world. So let's jump over to the whiteboard. I'm going to show you exactly why morning routines do not work. See, here's the thing about morning routines. Everyone expects you to say that you have this secret hack, that you wake up at 4:32 on the dot and you have the most productive day. And look, many people ask me, Stas, what time do you wake up? What do you do? And I went through this for many years. I thought I have to get up at the 5 a.m. club, the 4 a.m. club, and you know, it just gets a bit ridiculous if you ask me. Because the truth is, there are so many variables to each and everyone's lives. Like, do you have kids or do you not have kids? Do you live at home? Do you live alone? You know, do you live with other people? Do you not? There's so many variables, and the truth is, it's hard to stay consistent with a morning routine with the more variables you have. Let me give you an example. I have kids, so my morning routine is pretty much comprised with, you know, my kids. You know, it's evolved around them. So I can't say to myself, I'm gonna get up at 4, because if the kids have had a bad night's sleep or whatever it is, I'm not getting up at 4, and that is just the truth. So I'm sure some of you may be able to resonate. If you don't have kids, then yeah, you can set an alarm, you can get up at the same time, so on and so forth. You see, there is no morning routine that is best. In fact, what it does is it puts you on the back foot. Why? Because you are essentially relying on perfect working conditions to have a productive day. And I'm sorry, there is no such thing as perfect working conditions. Instead, let me tell you what does work. Tell you what works is building habits. If you set about building the right habits around your day, your morning, your evening, that's what's going to get you the result much faster. The secret isn't waking up at 5 or at 4 or at 6 and, you know, doing your meditation and your affirmations and your deep breathing and getting in the zone. Look, and I love all that stuff. I'm not against any of that stuff. But look, whilst you're doing all those things, you are ultimately avoiding and delaying doing the inevitable, which is to do the work. And I'm sorry, the work has to be done. There's, you know, you can do 10 hours of meditation, 10 hours of affirmation, but the work still has to get done. So what I like to do in my mornings is I get to the lab, I walk in, I make myself a cup of coffee. I have a coffee, I take 10 to 15 minutes to think about the day, you know, get in the right frame of mind, and then I get to work. It really is as simple as that, because the longer I spend on my affirmations, visualizing and heavy breathing and all this other stuff and getting in the zone, should we say, I'm just avoiding doing the work. So I want to be able to flip a switch, get into focus mode, flip a switch, get out of focus mode. And that's really what helps me. Let me show you why having more stuff in your morning routine actually puts you on the back foot. So let's just do an example, okay? Let's just say you need to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. You then need to do your meditation before you do anything. You then need to do some affirmations, maybe in terms of your goals and all the rest of it. And by the way, guys, I'm not against all of this stuff, but let me demonstrate something here. You have your meditation, you have your affirmations, then you maybe have a coffee or a tea or whatever. Then you might go to the gym and you work out, and then you maybe get to work. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. And if that works for you, great. In fact, let me know what does actually work for you. Or you wake up. This is mine. Coffee, and I get to work. That's it. It really is as simple as that. And in fact, the more things you have to do, so that if you need to have, some people like to have special music that helps them focus and all the rest of it, all that does, it creates constraints. And what it does is it means that if you don't have that music one day, you're certainly out of focus. If you don't do your meditation one day, you're out of focus and you just can't focus. If you don't do your affirmation, you're out of focus. If you don't go to the gym, I don't have enough energy, so on and so forth. But the truth is, as an entrepreneur, you gotta be able to get down and dirty and do the dirty work. And the only way you can do that is if you focus 100% on what's in front of you. But if you're focused on making sure your routine is done right and you've done everything, in the order that it has to be done, I'm sorry. Look, the more people there are that do this, I prefer it. Because why? I'm getting more work done. Because while everybody's doing all this other stuff, I'm just getting on with the work. And if, they don't do one thing, or they wake up at 6 a.m. and the whole routine's just gone out the window. And then the whole day's just, pretty much started unbalanced and so on and so forth. So instead, what I like to do is I do not actually set an alarm. So I know that might sound counterintuitive to some of you, but I have no alarm. Well, number one is because my kids are my alarm clock, but besides from that, even if you don't have kids, you don't need an alarm clock. Instead, focus on habits. Now, what are these habits? So, go to sleep at the same time. 7 days a week. That includes the weekend. And I know some of you might not like that, but the truth is, you can't just be in the state of mind 5 days a week and then 2 days a week you're just absolutely going crazy, going to sleep at whatever time, because it's, you're going to be out of sync. So instead, build on habits. Go to sleep at the same time. Eat at the same time as well. Don't drink excessive water before you go to bed, because that's going to mean you're going to be waking up and going to the toilet maybe throughout the night, so on and so forth. So build habits. Maybe do some reading before bed as well. That's something that will probably help you to just wind down and get in the right frame of mind. And I promise you, the reason I have no alarm clock is because as long as I go to bed at the same time every day, my body naturally wakes up. And I naturally wake up around 6 a.m. Sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 5:30. Hey, sometimes it's 7. But guess what? It doesn't matter, because by not having those constraints of a morning routine and thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to do my meditation, I've got to do this, got to do that, otherwise my day is not successful, it never puts me on the back foot. I wake up when I wake up because I have no alarm, and my body naturally wakes up when it's had enough sleep. And then I come to the lab, I make a coffee, and I get to work. And it really is as simple as that. So look, I'm sorry, there is no such thing as morning routines. If you rely on a morning routine, you're putting your faith into what someone else does. And then what you do is you add more stuff to your routine. And the more stuff you do, you're just putting yourself further and further away from actually doing the work that needs to be done. And that's what people don't really talk about. So there you have it. There's the morning routine. And the truth is, there is no morning routine. Recognize that you wake up, you have a cup of coffee, and just get to work, because ultimately it is the work that is going to move you forward, rather than wasting time on doing the affirmations, the meditations, and all this other stuff that people put in their routines. You see, most successful people that are further ahead of you, the reason they're further ahead of you is because they recognize that they have to do the work, and the morning routine isn't what's going to get them where they want to be. And that is the ultimate truth. So I hope you've enjoyed the video and hope you learned something from it. And if you need any help, there'll be a link in the description where you can book a call with me and my team to see how we can help you move your business forward. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you